for anyone who will just stay in high school. And we know that there is a great move on state. Do not drop out of high school. If you stay in high school and graduate, you will be able to earn approximately $27,000 more than someone without a degree. And that's from the American Community Survey from the U.S. Census. The increase moves to $47,000 difference for a bachelor's degree and $61,000 for a graduate or professional degree. And the increase in Texas is even greater because of the low cost of living. Now, all Texans benefit from increased higher education enrollment and degrees conferred as they enhance opportunities and economic potential for this state. Texas' capacity for educated workforce, and this simply means that ample educational funding is needed if we're going to fight the rising intuition and yet remain a competitive world. Let me turn just for a moment about this future student, because this is a topic that just fascinates me. I think I'm glad that retirement is not too far off, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to absorb all that this new student is going to be. Most of this understanding comes from a wonderful article that was published by the Chronicle Research Services entitled The College of 2020. And it begins with a question that a student might ask: what is college and why should I go? Well, this may be a defining question for colleges themselves to address over the next decade. More than an expression of teenage angst, the question reflects a fundamental transformation in the way students see higher education and how they want to go about getting it. We know that the traditional model of college is changing, as demonstrated in the proliferation of colleges, particularly the nonprofit college. Hybrid class schedules with night and weekend meetings are growing, and most significantly, online learning. The idle of 4 years away from home, spent living and learning and growing into an adult, is really on the wane. It still has a place at Austin College, aren't you please? It still has a place in higher education, but it will be a smaller piece of the overall picture for many of us. Student convenience for many of us is going to dominate the future. Students will demand more options for taking courses to make it easier for them to do what they want to do when they want to do it. These changes and pressure that they will put on colleges to adapt are becoming at a particularly acute time. While many jobs still do not require a college degree, nor will they in the future, most of the higher paying career-oriented jobs increasingly require a college degree as a means of entry or a means of advancement. In other words, the product colleges are offering is in greater demand than ever, but impatience over how slowly colleges are changing is perhaps higher than ever also. That is reflected in significantly higher enrollment numbers at community colleges and again, for-profit colleges. The conversion to more convenience for students will multiply over the next decade. To some degree, these situations are already happening, and they are amplified as time goes on. Students will increasingly expect access to classes from cellular phones and other portable computing devices. You know them. They may sign up for a course in person and then opt to monitor class meetings online and attend whenever they want. At TWU, 47% of our students are involved in some way in a distance education class. And a significant number of our students who are resident students living in the residence halls will take an online course from their dorm room. Glad I'm not the father or mother paying that bill. Classroom discussions, office hours with the professor, lectures, study groups, and papers will all be online. Colleges will need to offer those options in addition to the face-to-face instructions. There are still some students who realize that they need the discipline of going to classes at set times and places, or they may never get around to studying. But colleges must be ready to offer all of these options. And if we don't, we will be in jeopardy of that, and the options that we don't even know that are out there are ones that we're going to have to pay attention to. The challenge will be to provide them simultaneously, be flexible enough to change the methods as the market changes. But one thing is certain: technology is going to govern teaching and learning. Let me share with you just 2 or 3 predictors that I think are coming. This is from a website entitled Did You Know? Did you know that Americans have access to 1 trillion web pages compared to 10,500 radio stations, 5,500 magazines, and 200 plus cable TV networks? Did you know that newspaper circulation is down 7 million over the last 25 years? But in the last 5 years, unique readers to online newspapers is up 30 million. I still want to get mine every morning and hold it. Did you know that the number of unique visitors to ABC and NBC collectively each month is 10 million? The number of unique visitors to MySpace, YouTube, and Facebook collectively each month is 250 million.